This Bismarck goes to that point जहाँ पे that violet flower is there, which is guarded by a Russian soldier, and it's a customary event. Any foreign dignitary visiting Russia has to go over there. It's taken over there, in fact. So when he goes over there and he goes there, visits that spot, then he asks, why is the soldier over here near this flower? So they say, he's there because he's on duty. No, but why is he guarding this over there? Any particular reason for this? They say, no, he has been there for years together. We have no clue as to why he's been kept over there. They said there must be some reason. So the person who is accompanying him says, okay, let me find out and I'll get back to you. Well, he goes back and asks his superiors if there's any reason why this man is standing guard. Why is he standing guard? Nobody has ever asked this question. Why this man is standing over there? But he has been standing guard. So when he asked this question, this junior to his senior, the senior says, even I don't know. But that's the way it has been. We have been standing guard over there, and whosoever comes, any dignitary comes, we take him over there. We show him that place. He said, but then Prince Bismarck wants to know if there's any reason. He wants to know. So the question goes out. Something had happened, because of which a violet flower had been planted by the Empress over there. Since then, as a mark of respect, this soldier had been posted over there that the Empress has planted this violet there. It is the Empress violet, so you will stand guard over there. But with the passage of time, everybody forgot. So the practice overtook the reason. This is exactly what happens in the case of religion. The rationality behind the religious practices. When you go into the core of religion, then you realize that some of the religious practices are born out of orthodoxy, distortion, superstition. But some of the practices have a deep core. And because we have got disconnected with the reasons, because nobody wants to remain like people study mathematics. This is also religion. If you look at the teaching of mathematics in schools and the learning of mathematics in school, isn't it something similar to religious practice? The teacher comes and says, today we are going to do quadratic equations. A quadratic equation is like this. He writes it on the blackboard. And then he says, we solve it like this. But nobody knows what is a quadratic equation. From where did this quadratic equation come? Why a quadratic? What was the need for a quadratic equation? Nobody asks this question. Nobody answers this question. People learn simultaneous equations, linear regression, multiple. People learn and memorize this is the formula. That's it. So much of the learning these days is in the manner of religious teaching. The way religion, this will always happen with every knowledge. The communication of knowledge will always have to have this, will always suffer this kind. Happens because over a period of time, people get too preoccupied with the practice, with the outcome, the application of the knowledge. So the application survives, and the science behind the application gets eclipsed. So everybody forgets what was the science behind it. This is the problem with it. So as a result, what happens, this is also referred to as the ossification of knowledge. As generations come, one generation after another, as knowledge is handed down from generation to generation, the ossification process becomes more intense. The principles get lost. The knowledge gets lost. What remains is the formula. In India, everywhere it has happened. It has happened everywhere. It has happened world over. It's not something that, this is a natural phenomenon. It's not something abnormal. That is why, in every age, you see, when we come to science and technology, there we have, to a great extent, protected ourselves against the ossification of knowledge because we have codified it. We have recorded it. It is all recorded. Everything is there. It is recorded. Everything, reason, how it is like this, so it happens. But in the case of religion, because the academic rigor was not invested in religion and spirituality, much of the teaching of mathematics in schools and colleges is similar to the handing over of religious knowledge or religious practices from one generation to another. You're teaching only the practice. The teacher comes to the class and he teaches an equation. This is algebra. In this we have this is x, this is the variable, this is this variable, single variable, double variable, how we solve. So when we have two variables, we'll have simultaneous equations. The teacher never explains what was the need for a constant, what was the need for a variable, and the teacher perhaps himself doesn't know. So there is no learning actually. That is why most of the students, if you are logical, yes, you will learn. Logic also has its limitations here. The logic that the student learns is how to solve an equation step by step. Thus far, good. But beyond this, there is no logic. Logic also has been circumscribed. And logic has been circumscribed to the extent of only solving the problem, solving the equation. The equation, whether it has a relationship with life or the problems of life, is neither known to the teacher nor to the student. It's only when he will go into engineering, then they will tell him, okay, this design for this, you will have to use this. So to arrive at to know how the problem can be solved, then you have to solve this problem. So we'll use a quadratic equation. Then you say, oh, was this the reason? The principle and the application. Application takes over the principle. The science disappears, technology takes over. This is the technology, Tantra. Tantra and Yantra. Mantra goes out. The word disappears. That is the rationality, the reason. So people used to be told, never sleep in the shade of a maple tree at night. Why? Somebody asked, but people had forgotten why. Elders had taught the youngsters not to sleep in the shade of a tree. Then when somebody suddenly asked this question, the reply came, it's the both of them. So we are asking people to do the right thing for the wrong reason.